Good morning, children. Welcome back to the social session. Children, in the past classes, we were trying to understand about the natural realms of the earth. So, as per that knowledge, we have divided the natural realms as four. The first was the lithosphere, second was a hydrosphere, third was a atmosphere, and fourth one was a biosphere. We have seen so far the three spheres, like lithosphere we have seen, that's the first order landforms, second order landforms we have seen. Second, we try to understand about the hydrosphere. Under the hydrosphere, we have learnt about the ocean bed and even about the water cycle. And under the atmosphere, we try to understand about different types of winds and different types of rainfall. Today, we shall learn about the interaction between these three natural realms has created another sphere. That's the fourth sphere called as a biosphere. Biosphere. As I told you, children, bio means life. The life itself constitutes a separate sphere because of the interaction of these three. At the intersection of these three spheres, see, this is a part which is a intersection of three. So this is a biosphere which I am talking about. Okay, this is a sphere. The earth is a unique planet, as you all know that, and it has life thriving on it. Why it is a unique? Because no other planet has the life on it. The earth is the only planet on which the life is thriving on it. And it is inhabited by the countless forms of life. Not only the human beings I am talking about. I am talking about countless life which is possible on the earth, right from the microscopic bacteria to the banyan tree, which is a big one. These all are possible only on the earth. The animals like elephants, tigers, and blue whales, and of course, one such animal, human beings, are also the part of this earth. The fact that the earth has a combination of land, air, and water, and a moderate temperature due to a moderate distance from the sea, these all made that life possible on the earth. Without this air, water, and moderate temperature on the earth, life would have been not possible on the earth. We have sent satellites to Mars, we have sent satellites to many other planets in order to find out the life on them, but we could not. But we have made pictures on aliens, isn't it? The planets, the life on other planets. We imagined aliens. But no such evidences were found that water exists on any other planet. Even on the moon, we were trying to search water, whether water is present on them. Without the existence of the water, air, and temperature, moderate temperature, life cannot be possible. We saw in the earlier chapter how the life thrives only at the intersection of the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. The life is possible. And according to many geographers, children, life itself constitutes a separate sphere, and we call that sphere as a biosphere. And all forms of life have an integral connection with land, air, and water. They have integral connection with them and sunshine around them even. They draw their survival, whatever is required for the survival, they draw it from them to in turn affect them in a significant ways. They draw it and they also affect them in a significant way. We shall understand what is that significant way and how do they respond. For example, if there are no trees, will it impact the atmosphere or not? That is a significant way how the plants and greenery affect the atmosphere. So various forms of life are not only related to the three spheres around them, but also each other. They are also related to each other, not only to each sphere, and they are a part and they are a part of a complex food chain, children. That is one kind of life becomes food to the another living. Many of the life forms are also symbiotic. Symbiotic in the sense that is they live by exchanging essential substances with each other. That is symbiotic. And let us consider some examples. How do they exchange these substances? The primary food producers are the plants, as you all know that, which produces the food with the help of sunlight. The plants themselves draw the nutrients and the vital nutrients from the soil. especially the organic compounds like nitrogen, they draw it from the bacteria, the organic compounds, and the food produced by these plants is eaten by the plant eating animals. Plant eating animals are called as herbivorous, whereas the flesh eating, meat eating animals are called as carnivorous. So these are herbivorous. What are herbivorous? Like deer, cattle, which are domesticated, generally deers and elephants, goats, sheep. These all are the herbivorous. They are indirectly dependent upon these plants. Bacteria and fungi help in decomposition of the dead trees and animals and break them down into organic compounds which the plants draw upon in their growth. So when these are buried, they break them into organic compounds, these bacteria and fungi, and these are taken away by the plants in their growth. Apart from the sunlight and water, the nutrients are taken out from the soil. Thus the cycle of the life goes on. This is a cycle like a hydrosphere, like a water cycle. This life is also like a cycle which keeps on going. One is dependent upon the other. So any disturbance in this cycle can create what is called as a ecological crisis. Already you know it, we are completely involved in this ecological crisis because we have harmed the forest, and today we don't have sufficient rains. We either suffer with the floods or with the drought. For example, if a particular species which feeds upon a particular kind of plant is exterminated, it's completely extinct. Extinct means antarinchipovam. Okay, like dinosaurs have become extinct now, they are no more. So if that plant is completely extinct, it would result in the unchecked growth of that plant, and it may grow to such an extent that it may harm the other plants' growth. So much it may intrude into the area of the other plants and disturb the growth of other plants, and this results in the unusual imbalance of the ecology, which we call it in our terms as ecological crisis. And another example of disturbance of is a mixing of poisonous substances into air. We call it as pollution. We are releasing carbon dioxide and many other harmful gases into the air, water and soil which are getting polluted. Many chemicals and metals which flow into the streams, they are getting polluted. How Musi river turned out, how Hussain Sagar turned out, how Ganga turned out polluted, isn't it? And air is also not safe. Look at Delhi. Is the air safe there for breathing? No. So this leads to an increase in the level of such chemicals in the water, soil and in the rivers. So there is a food of a large number of fishes which human beings consume. We generally observe fishes, and these fishes eat food from these chemicals, okay, and we too get absorbed those chemicals into us, and due to which are detrimental to our health. How the cancer has a fast spreading in the world today because of these carcinogenic elements gets into the fish and into our eating habits, okay, and then we get suffered. So we shall read about many other examples, even like vulture eating on a dead animals like cattle. Vulture eating a dead carcass used to be a common sight in villages previously and towns, but today, 20 years ago, but today people started noticing that vultures have virtually disappeared and are sighted very rarely. Can you see vultures today? No. Eagles and vultures have almost got extinct. They are not seen. And investigation suggests that farmers use a kind of a pesticide called as diclofenac on this on their crop. When the cattle die, their flesh retains this chemical diclofenac, and when this diclofenac is eaten by these vultures, their kidneys get completely deteriorated and they die. So this is how vultures got completely extinct because of the usage of a diclofenac chemical by these farmers on the plants. Sir, from plants, how these vultures ate? These plants are eaten by the herbivorous animals, and when these herbivorous animals die, those flesh will be eaten by the vultures. And in those dead animals, these chemicals are retained. So as a result of that, vultures became completely extinct. In this way, vultures have almost come to the extinction, since all living and non-living things on the earth are in one way or the other connected to each other. Changes affecting one in the due time will affect everybody. So in the next class, we shall learn about the natural vegetation, children. where we divided the forests into different types. So about the natural vegetation, we'll see in the next class. Thank you, children.